Hey everybody, this is Gary Allen in Las Vegas. I'm excited to share some great information with you. I'm currently waiting for Mike Benton to join us, and it should be any second now. There you are. Hey Mike, how are you? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. There you go.
Yeah, it won't let me do my headphones.
That's all right. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
Good. We are recording, so let's go ahead and get started. I appreciate you joining me today and sharing your insights on some amazing systems that you and I both use. So
Absolutely.
I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about myself, and then I'll introduce you a little bit more thoroughly, and then I'll take it back and show a few things that I've been doing, and then I'll hand it over to you, and then we'll both answer questions and take it from there. So, guys, everyone that's seeing this recording, my name is Gary Allen. I'm a realtor in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I've been a realtor for 4 years. And about 3 years ago, I found this amazing system that transformed my business, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So I come from the insurance industry. I did that for 25 years, and in the downturn, I decided, you know what, it's time for me to ride a different horse. And I realized in real estate that, you know, the business of real estate is really not that difficult once you find your client. It's just the process of, you know, ordering the inspection and having the appraisal done and you know, working on the final numbers and doing the walkthrough. And every now and then you have to deal with some personalities and some things that pop up. But ultimately, the hardest part about this job is finding the client. And once you do that, then you can pretty much go on automatic pilot and go through the steps and get your home closed. But the hardest part of real estate is finding your client. And so that's what Mike and I are going to be talking about today, and helping you, the folks that are listening to us, be able to use a very simple, low cost, and highly effective tool to help you to grow your real estate business. So Mike, why don't you talk to us a little bit about yourself?
All right. I have over 20 years experience in the real estate business. I built a real estate company up to about 250 agents, 6 locations, and then I sold it. I got out of the real estate business for a couple years. Thought since I built a real estate company, I could build any business. So I got into the financial world and realized that I suck at finances. It's just too regulated for me. I like to use social media. So 909 days ago, my wife said, "You're getting back into real estate. You need to get back here and make us some money." So I got back into real estate. I said, well, listen, we're going to do this a little different. I'm not working 100 hours a week. I'm not working weekends. I'm going to do listings, and I'm looking at about 20 hours a week. How's that sound? This way I can still volunteer. I'm an elected official, and I'm on a lot of committees. And she says, fine, make the money. I don't care what you do. So I'm proud to say 909 days later, we live off of this app we're going to talk about tonight. And pretty much 90+% of my business is referral-based business.
That's phenomenal. Kudos to you for using this system and making it work out so well. So guys, what we're talking about today is a very simple tool that I found 3 years ago and Mike found shortly thereafter. So I was at this webinar, I was at this conference down at the Mirage Hotel in Las Vegas. There was about 10,000 people there. And a gentleman walks up on stage by the name of Jordan Adler. Now, Jordan is very well known in networking circles. And I knew who Jordan was, and I knew that he represented a company called Send Out Cards, but I had never looked into it. But that night I did. I went home and I opened up my computer, and I was absolutely blown away by the simple idea of relationship marketing, of appreciation marketing. And that's what we're going to be focusing on today. So I found out that Jordan had actually purchased a home from someone in my office. So I asked Chet to contact Jordan, and Jordan called me the next day, and he had me go through the simple process of going into the website and doing what we do, which we'll explain here shortly. And I was sold. I got started a couple days later, and then shortly thereafter, Mike was introduced to the system. And we both have been using this system called send out cards. Because guys, we're in the relationship business. We're in the people business. And we found a tool that turns strangers into friends, prospects into clients, and clients into raving referral fans. And that's what it's all about. So, it's a very simple system. I can actually use my phone or I can use my laptop to create a physical greeting card that is printed, stuffed, stamped, and mailed from the home office directly to your client. And I can add gifts, which I do all the time. And what ends up happening is that when you start to love on your network, it's not about sales, it's not about self-promotion, it's about loving on your network. And when you do that, you kind of go from out here in the ether to top of mind to top of heart. And that's where the referral machine is at. So when you send cards and gifts and use it in conjunction with Facebook, people put their lives on Facebook. And I sent a card here recently to a client of mine that I sold a home to 18 months ago, and they had their firstborn baby. And they posted it on Facebook because people post their lives on Facebook. And I take that picture and I put it on a card and I added a plush little baby toy, Jingles the blue giraffe, and I sent it off to them. And a week later, they called me and said, Gary, thank you so much. That was really very kind of you. Thank you so much. It was, greatly appreciated. And so I chatted with them for a few minutes and caught up with them. And lo and behold, a week and a half later, they called me up and said that a friend of ours wants to sell their home. And would you please give them a call? And that's the simple system that we use, is through greeting cards and gifts that are very personalized because we put pictures on them, pictures of their newborn baby, pictures of their new puppy, their trip to Hawaii, their car that they bought, the dog that passed away. The things that they post on Facebook are memorable, and they when they get those back on a greeting card and maybe sometimes with a gift, it changes the whole relationship. So I'm going to tell you a few examples of how I've used this and the commissions that I've made from using this simple system. Then I'm going to have Mike talk to us about how he's really built up a 90% referral-based real estate business. We'll talk a little bit about the different plans and options that are available for you, and then we'll answer any questions that you have. So here's one of the ways that I think this system is most appropriate. So 3.5 years ago, my first year in real estate, I put someone into a rental home. And we became Facebook friends. And you want to do that with your prospects and clients because it's going to pay you very well if you do that. And so a few months later, he posted a picture on Facebook of him and his wife cutting the wedding cake. They were celebrating their 1-year anniversary. So when I saw that on Facebook, I took it off of Facebook. I put it on a card. I added a 4-pack of brownies, and I sent it off to them. A week later, he calls me and he goes, dude, this is the exact way he said it. He says, dude, my wife adores you. Thank you so much for sending that card. The kids love the brownies. So we chatted for a few minutes. The last thing he said to me is, my dad's moving back to Las Vegas, and even though he's bought 3 homes from the same realtor, I want him to meet you. I said, great. So I met with Myron, and we closed a $750,000 transaction in cash, all from a simple greeting card and gift. So I made over $20,000 from a little card and gift that cost me less than $15. It's powerful, guys, and it works. We're in the people business. And when you have a tool that you can love on your network and do it in a way that separates you from all of the other realtors that are out there, and you do it consistently, lo and behold, it's going to make you a lot of real estate commissions. So here's more of a traditional way of how I've used this. I have a 3-panel card here. Now this card costs $2 to send out, including the stamp. So that's a very reasonable price. And what I did is, this is a listing of mine, and I put the outside of the home on the inside of the card, and on the edges, I put the backyard pool and the kitchen and the patio. And I created this card, one card, as if the owner of the home sent it out to all their neighbors. And I got a list of 100 neighbors from my title rep. I uploaded that group into my send out card system, connected it with this one card, and hit send. And that night, 100 cards were created and sent out and mailed the next day. And the neighbors got it 3 or 4 days later. So about a week later, someone calls me by the name of Steve. He says, I'm a power engineer. I'm moving from California to Las Vegas. I work at the power station. And one of my coworkers handed me this card with these pictures of this home. I'd like to take a look at it. Great. So I showed him the home, and he actually didn't buy that home, but he did buy a brand new Toll Brothers home that paid me a $19,000 commission. So in that example, I sent out 100 cards at $2 a card, including postage, and I made a $19,000 commission. How many of you would like to do that? This is a great, powerful, simple, low-cost system that will do amazing things for your business. So Mike, why don't you tell us a little bit about some of your experiences and what you have done with this system?
It's one of the things I left off is that in 2010, I became a certified go-giver coach with Bob Berg. I've been with him since day one, since he started his program, and really got involved in that because I love the philosophy of the go-giver. And I keep looking this way because my go-giver book is right there, and I keep it with me all the times. But, you know, send out cards and go-giver they go like hand to hand. They're like a hand in a glove. And they talk about the law of value and how you give more in service, provide more in service than you take in payment. And what I tell individuals when I'm talking to about send out cards, and I have a couple of examples here I'll talk about, and a postcard that sometimes gets forgotten, is send out cards. It's not about today. It's not about, I'm going to try this thing out, and if I don't get a referral tomorrow, I quit. It's not. It's about building a lasting relationship that will help you through life. And what I find with send out cards, it's not so much the person that receives the card that buys a house but more that they refer somebody to me. And I can tell you that I had one client last year give us 6 transactions from send out cards. And it wasn't this card so much. It was the fact that I took time out of my schedule, we did, to tell them how much they meant about us. Send them the world famous brownies. Send when they have I had a gentleman, son just graduated boot camp. I was in the Marine Corps, and what I found out is that it was absolutely amazing that when I sent them this card about their son graduating boot camp, that everything changed for them. He goes, I don't know if you're doing it for marketing or not, but I can tell you from this point on, you're my only realtor friend I know, because that picture meant so much to my wife that she will never refer anybody but you to send out cards or for real estate. And it's kind of comical because we don't really do it for that. It's about living intentionally, but that's what happens. It comes out that time. Every single time, that's what happens when somebody receives one of my cards. It's pretty impressive, the stories that we can all probably tell for hours about what send out card has done for our business.
Oh, I've heard these stories, and I've shared this system with realtors across the country, and we're getting great results. So it's not just me, it's not just you. If you follow the system, if you love on your network, if you appreciate people, it's the law of reciprocity. So when you give things of value to people, they tend to want to give things back to you. And so we use the law of reciprocity to love on our network, and lo and behold, it comes back, if not 100, maybe even 1,000 times fold of what we put into it. It's just a phenomenal system. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about some of your success stories that you've had?
Okay. A couple situations. I've also, I said earlier, I was elected for elections. I've received over 76% of the votes. And that's because of showing people not how much I know, but how much I care. So tell you some stories. I've had individuals that will come in. We live in a beach town. There's 1,921 residents. We don't have a large turnover like probably where you live. We're not even close to 10% turnover, because when you move here, you stay here. And we just don't have a whole lot of homes. So I have to be creative on where do I get all my clients from, because though my warm database gets my cards and my postcards, and I make sure I'm sending them out daily, just like Jordan says, and I'm doing all the things I'm supposed to do, I'm going to starve if I stay there. So what I started doing was I said, you know what, let me find a niche market. Well, my background was real estate and construction outside of the Marine Corps. So I started going after retirement homes and estate attorneys and so forth. And I started sending them cards. And these are simple cards. And the front of it is through the company. I didn't do anything special. It just says, make a life your work of art. And then on the inside, I learned from Brian, I do a certain font, and I do it in blue ink. And then on the back, I have our logos and stuff like that. But every 90 days, this group of attorneys that I'm working on, I send cards to. And what I found is last year alone, we did settlements in 7 different counties because of this card. Because I'm not asking them for business. What I'm doing is I'm thanking them. I'm saying, hey, listen, if you ever need anything, let me know. I'm here. Here's a picture of myself, my wife. This is what we're doing. So last year alone, on one situation, we did settlements in 7 different counties from send out cards. We had one particular person who's in direct selling give us 6 transactions, 3 different generations of a family because of the send out cards and the grandkids pictures that I was sending to grandma and great grandma and to mom and dad. And they just feel like, it's funny because I had one say, I just feel like we owe you so much more. And I'm like, this only cost me $1.66, not counting the brownies, but nobody's ever done that for these 2 individuals. So that's 2 examples. So if you want to talk about dollar amounts, we don't have your big dollars up there, but our average sale here is $250,000.
That's our average sale.
Is that yours? All right, cool. Yeah. So we make about 2.5%, 3% on that. So the one you do to that one person gave us about $50,000 worth of commissions.
Wow.
In one fiscal year, off of $1.66 plus brownies card that I've done like 10 times.
That's amazing.
I don't know, man. I like those return on investments all day long with that one. I'm not great at math, but I could do that one.
I think every agent that will be listening to this webinar, I know I speak for myself. I've bought websites. I've done pay-per-click. I've done Facebook ads. And I have not gotten that much of a return from it. And I've spent a lot of money.
No,
and lo and behold,
it just doesn't exist.
This little piece of paper with some ink on it for $1.67, including the stamp, has done more for me than anything else that I've ever used. And I know, guys, that if you use this system, it'll do the same thing for you, because people across the country, they're all the same. They all want to be loved. They all want to be appreciated. And this system is a very low cost, fast, and most importantly, effective way to build your real estate business and to separate yourself from all the other realtors and to get a little army of people that are going to work for you. Because when you love on them, and they get your cards, they get your small gifts. And when someone across the room says, I'm thinking about buying or selling a home, it's like, you need to meet Mike. He's the nicest guy in the world. And you get phone calls. So we have an agent up in Michigan. Her name's Gail Zintek. Gail has been using send out cards for about 7 or 8 years. And back when she started using send out cards, she was at 30% referral business. She's now at 98% referral business. This is the only marketing that she does. So she goes into her office in the morning, starts sending out cards and gifts to people that cross her mind, or she sees something on Facebook that's notable. She also has them, and we can talk a little bit about, the campaigns that we can set up for automated birthdays and holidays and anniversaries. And all she does is go in and send out cards and gifts and waits for the phone to ring. Guys, wouldn't you like to have a business like that? I mean, it's just phenomenal. Talk to us a little bit more about some of your other successes that you've had, Mike.
Well, one of my goals is we have a slogan that says "Experience that Benton benefits," and a lot of people get a lot of chuckles out of that. I say, "What kind of benefits are you going to give me?" So what I decided was when 909 days ago, that when I was going to rebuild my real estate business, because I was out for a while. And as an owner, I might have been in the real estate industry, but as an owner with 6 locations, 250 agents, I'm not selling houses. I'm babysitting and I'm herding cats. So really, I was out for a long time. When I got back into real estate, I wanted to build, we call it an army of walking ambassadors. So I apologize to all my fellow Marines, but that's what we have to call it, through the Go Giver. I decided I was going to join forces and lock arms with other business owners. And I was going to work hard to help educate them at no cost of how they can build their business using this product. And what I found is that some of my best referral partners that are long-term, and some have turned into business, some have not, but we don't pay attention to what did what. A couple car mechanics, direct selling, a couple florists, different industries have really locked arms with us and know that this is a long journey. This is a marathon, not a sprint. And what I found is that it might be 2 or 3 people down the road that are using me, but they've heard my name from multiple people that haven't used me yet. And it's all because of us sharing this simple phone app. I mean, my God, Gary, if we can, I mean, I don't know how ridiculous this is, but this is the easiest thing to do. Brian beat me over my head to get on the phone because I was using the computer so much. And I finally switched to the phone. Now, I don't even know how to turn on the computer, I feel like. And what's amazing is that it's endless. Like, be intentional. And what I found is that we're getting 3rd generational referrals because of these cards. I had 2 situations last year where these 2 people did not use me, have not used me, but referred me because of what we've done. And we had 2 situations like that. And we're not as big as Gail yet, but we're right around the 90%. She's absolutely amazing what she's doing. But we're going to get to 100% referrals. I guarantee. Yeah. This is our year to get to 100%.
Well, it's pretty amazing that just a simple system like sending a card to someone would have such a dramatic effect on other people's lives, but on your pocketbook as well. So you have made a real estate business just by loving and appreciating people. Are you doing any other type of marketing?
No, I use the 5 laws of the Go Giver. I use social media like Gail to find people. I do volunteering, elected and non-elected, 5 different organizations. And I take the social media, the electing, bring it in and throw it right into my either Appreciation Pal or my send out cards. And I just do this. I don't do anything else.
So, it's funny, and I've talked about it a little bit already, but guys, we're in the people business. And when you have an ability to send off a card to someone in a matter of a minute, I mean, it's very quick. I can go to my app. I can, as soon as it queues up here, never spins. Now it's spinning.
It never fails.
So photo card, grab a card, create your photo here, put the photo from your phone or social media and put in the address. And once you have the address in your phone, you can just grab it. So it's basically a couple clicks and hit send. And at midnight tonight, the company will print it. It goes out in tomorrow's mail. Your clients receive it a couple days later. How many times, Mike, do you get a call or a text or an email or something on Facebook that says, dude, thank you so much. That was awesome. Does that happen to you all the time like it does with me? I introduced this to a realtor the other day, and when we sat down to explain it, he still did not believe me. Even when it was all said and done, he signed up, he did everything. He still didn't believe that's all he had to do, what you just did. He goes, well, when do I mail this out? How do I mail it out? When do I do? And I'm like, it's already mailed. Tonight is going to be mailed. You don't have to believe it. And he just could not. He couldn't understand it because there's no way. It's $1.67 because we just went up a penny or something like that. It's $1.67. That's it. I said, I'm sorry. I can give me more money if you want. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, that's all there is to it. Yeah.
It's repetition. It's being intentional daily, though. It's not once in a while. I had somebody ask me the other day, when should I do it? I said, you don't ask that question. That's every day. It's all the time.
Yeah.
So it's so against what people are taught out there. And that's why I think people struggle with believing it's so successful.
Yeah, it's so simple. It's almost too simple.
Yes.
And that I get pushback like that. It's like, well, I handwrite my cards. Well, okay, great. I can understand it. And why do you do that? Well, I think it's very personalized. Okay, all right, I understand that. Tell me, what is more personalized? Your handwritten note or somebody's picture of their kid hitting their first home run when they're 8 years old? I mean, hello. And I did that. I had saw one of my contacts that his 8-year-old son had he was swinging the bat, and his dad took a picture of it and posted it on Facebook. And that was the time that he hit his first home run. So I grabbed that picture off of Facebook, put it on a card, and sent it to him. And he calls me up a couple days later saying, "Man, that was really cool. Thank you so much." And I've got a fan for life. But the only reason you like you say, you can't do it every now and then. You have to be consistent with it. And if you do it too much, so what? So what if they get 3 cards in a month or 1 card a month? Whatever it is, just don't do it once a year. People expect it on their birthday and a holiday. It's the unexpected card that is really, really powerful. And just love on your network and use this simple system. And if you do it consistently, you're going to make more money, and you're going to have a lot more fun, and the people in your lives are going to love you a lot more. And that's really what it's all about. Do you have any other thoughts on how you use this, or how you think realtors can use this successfully?
The average realtor spends anywhere from 15 to 20% on marketing, or even higher some places with the Zillow and all that crazy stuff that they're doing out there. I truly believe you can be in less than the 10% bracket and have 100% more impact on your database, your friends, your family. All I can say is that, man, I'm so happy that Brian was persistent enough and stayed on top of me, because, I don't have to chase anymore. I go to my local coffee shop, whichever one that is, or sit here in my pajamas and I send out heartfelt, and they're not made up. I'm not putting words in there because I'm gonna make a sale.
Right.
Because I send out a lot more cards than when I do listings.
Sure.
But I want them to know I care enough that I took time out of my schedule to find them, to download it, though it took a minute or two. It's what people have to understand. People care about. They like that. I've never, ever had somebody call me up and say, "Stop sending me cards. Just stop it." I don't. Or I wish you wouldn't have sent a picture of me and my daughter or me and my son or me and my kids. It just doesn't happen, man. People want to feel good in today's society. The world is it's chock full of craziness out there. We're going to bring some promptings academies to the world, so people know that when you're prompted, do it. There's no guarantee there's a tomorrow. So make it happen.
Yeah. But here's the amazing thing that I found. I have sent cards to people and gone to their home or their office months after I sent them the card, and their card is on the refrigerator or on their credenza at their office. And I just inside, I just kind of laugh, because it's just amazing how sticky the product is and how much it stays in people's hearts over time. It's just absolutely amazing. All right, well, let me do this. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the different options that are available. And it'll take me just a second to get organized here. I'll sign out. So guys, you can use this system very simply. There's really 3 different parts to send out cards. The first part is the monthly subscription. So it's $39 a month, and that's going to give you 100 points. Now, a little caveat. Today is February 26th. On March 1, the plans are changing, and I don't know a lot about it, but I know a few things about it, and it's going to be good. It's going to be really good for realtors and for people that use the system a lot. They're changing a couple of the programs. So by the time that you see this, I'm going to be sharing this tomorrow with everyone, because Mike couldn't join us tomorrow. So I'm recording it today on Monday, going to share this with the network on Tuesday. And by the 1st of this month, I think which is Friday, I'm not 100% on that. I think it's Thursday. We're going to have new plans in place, and they're going to be pretty awesome, but I can't really explain too much about them. Number one, I don't know that much about them. And number two, I'm under a non-disclosure agreement to not be able to share the goodies until March 1. But let me assure you that what you see here, it's going to be even better. So as of right now, there's 3 moving parts to send out cards. There's the monthly subscription at $39 a month. And what does that give you? Well, it gives you 100 points per month. Well, what does a point do? Well, this card here is a 3-point card. So for $39 a month, I can send out 33 cards. 33 times 3 is 99 points. You get 100 points a month. You have a point left over. Now, we do postcards. So the postcards are 1 point a piece. The 2-panel card is 3 points a piece. Not to get too complicated here. The 3-panel card is 4 points, so I'd be able to send out 25 of these a month. And then we have big cards that are 15 points each, which I have not. Have you used a big card yet, Mike?
I have not used it. I use what you're saying in the postcards a lot.
Yeah. I like the 3-panel cards. It's low cost to send. It's 50 cents for the stamp. And I just haven't had the need yet to do a big card, but I know some agents that are using that, and it's been pretty phenomenal for them.
Cool.
So that's the monthly subscription. Now, guys, here's the thing. There's no contract. You can cancel at any time. And if you don't use all of your points, they roll over for 18 months. So if I only use 50 points this month, then next month I have 150 points waiting for me. And if you don't use them during the year, you'll probably use them during the holidays. So, but as a realtor, honestly, I think you could probably send out 2 or 3 to 5 cards a day and really get your business moving. And, some people say, well, that's $100 or so. It's like, well, yeah, but, there's thousands of dollars waiting there for you. So anyway, that's the first part. The second part is our bundles. Now, the bundles just give you added features along with the subscription. So let me try to maneuver here a little bit. I'm just going to try to make that bigger. Okay. So the marketing bundle. This is the one-time charge of $395. So it's not monthly. It's just a one-time charge. Well, what does the marketing bundle give you? What are the extra features that it gives you? Well, number one, it gives you the custom brand manager. That's the ability to own the back of the card so that you can brand yourself. That way, the front and the inside can be all about your client, and then you have your information, your picture. And there's all kinds of different ways that you can brand. You can have a picture over the entire card. You can have a picture on top and words below, or words on top and picture below, or you can do it side by side like I did it. And you have multiple choices of how many brands that you want. So you can have a brand for your real estate business. You can have a brand for your families to send out family-based cards. I have a brand for my real estate, for my family. I have one for send-out cards because I'm in the business of send-out cards. When I was a part of BNI, I was the greeter, and I would meet everyone that came into the networking event, and I'd send them a card. All the guests that came in, I'd send them a card saying, thank you for stopping by. And each one was branded differently. So you have the choice of how you want to brand the back of your cards. Very easy. You just click one brand, click another brand, and off you go. So that's the custom brand manager. With the marketing bundle, you also get the memory vault, which is just basically upgraded storage. The standard storage is enough storage for 1,500 contacts. The upgraded storage gives you enough for 2,500 contacts. The basic storage gives you enough for 50 campaigns, and the upgraded storage gives you enough for 100 campaigns. So let's stop for a moment and just talk about a campaign. A campaign is like I did with this card here. I created one card and I sent it out to 100 people. So you can send one card going out to many people. Or you can have a campaign where it's many cards going to one person. So what I do is I put people into a campaign so that they get a birthday card, an anniversary card, a holiday card, and I don't even have to think about it. And the cards are personalized. We have a mail merge function inside the card so that the card would be, it would say, Dear Mike, it'd say, Dear Gary, Dear Debbie, whatever it is. And it happens automatically. And so once you put someone into a campaign like that, you can forget about it. And the system is going to generate the card 7 days before their birthday or 7 days before their anniversary or the holiday. And you can adjust how you want, how many cards to set up and how you want them to be set up. So anyway, that's a campaign. So the marketing bundle is also going to give you 200 bonus points. Now, the only caveat with this is that these bonus points that come with the bundle, they don't roll over like they do with the subscription. These only last for 2 months, And the whole point is to use them. To use the system, get the word out, get comfortable using the system, and just, send out cards and gifts to people. Those points are there, just use them. The marketing bundles also give you a handwriting and a signature package. And so what that means is there's a form that you fill out that you write out your ABCs, both uppercase and lowercase, your 1, 2, 3s, your different punctuation. And at the bottom of that page, there's 4 boxes that you fill out how you want to sign your card. So it could be your first name, it could be your legal name, it could be printed, it could be cursive, whatever you want. And then when you're creating the card on your phone or your laptop, you just hit the signature icon, choose how you want to sign your card, and that will land on the card. And then you can maneuver it and adjust it and change the color, make it bigger, make it smaller, however. It's just very simple. So that's what the handwriting and custom signature package does. The marketing bundle also gives you the MRM training portal. Well, MRM stands for Master Relationship Marketing. And it's about 10 hours of content. Frankly, this, in my mind, is worth the $395 in and of itself, because this content shows you how to use send out cards to grow your real estate business or your loan business or your insurance agency or your car dealership. It shows you in very easy to understand steps how to use relationship marketing to grow your business. It's very powerful. You also get a couple campaigns, the first impression kit, which is kind of it's an upgraded, upscale card. It's got a thicker card stock. It's got a satin white or a satin black finish on it. And these are campaigns that are about 90% done. You may want to add your picture and change a few words, but they're ready to go almost right out of the box. So if you don't start with the marketing bundle, you can definitely start with the personal bundle. That's a one-time charge of $195. It's going to give you the custom brand manager. It's going to give you the signature package, but not the handwriting. You're going to get 100 bonus points rather than the 200 bonus points. And if you wanted to upgrade, you could start with the personal bundle and then just pay the $200 difference. And then you can get all these other features as time goes by. The business bundle is really for that. It's for businesses. If I had a real estate team, what it really gives you is everything that the marketing bundle has, but it gives you multi-user accounts. So if I had an outside sales agent, I can put 50 points a month into his account. He doesn't have access to the big account. It's his account, and he can use it to love on his clients. And, my customer service person can have a sub account, or my ISA can have a sub account. So that's really, if you had a car dealership, you could have sub accounts for each of your salespeople to use this type of a system. But I think the marketing bundle for most realtors is going to be the way to go. So again, the subscription is the first part. The marketing bundle is the second part. The third part, you may be interested in it. You may not be, and it's totally fine. You can be a client, but you can also be a distributor. And that's what I did. That's what Mike did, because we saw how powerful this was. Heck, we're around realtors all the time. So I show this to realtors. I show this to loan officers, insurance agents, and I'm creating a second income. You remember I said at the beginning, I came from the insurance industry. And that's all about residual income. And I got pretty used to getting a check every month for things that I did in the past. And when I got into real estate, I realized, it's not like that. I'm rich, I'm poor. I'm rich, I'm poor. And so having a second income that is in the technology side, which is a place that everyone needs to have some type of business in, because things are going more technology oriented all the time. So anyway, I digress. You can be a distributor for $50 a year, and then Mike and I will help you to build a send out cards business. All you need to do is get people on this webinar or connect them with Mike or myself or others that are in our organization, and we will help you until you are able to do it yourself. Let us do the heavy lifting. So we'll give the presentation. We'll answer anyone's questions. And when someone signs up, lo and behold, they go underneath you and you get paid. So again, that may be of interest to some of you. It may not be. I'm doing rather well in it. And the gentleman that brought me into the business has been doing it for 13 years. Here's something that's really powerful. He's signed up, Jordan Adler's his name, has signed up 450 people in 13 years. That's on average 2 or 3 a month. And those 450 people have grown to 150,000 representatives in 6 countries. He has 500,000 clients. He gets paid on every single one of them. And he makes more in a month than probably Mike and I make in a year. It's seriously powerful. It doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen. If you show this consistently, people will buy it, people will use it, and you will make money. So again, it may be of interest to you, it may not. We need clients as much as we need distributors. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and ask Mike, do you have any other thoughts that you want to add?
One thing, when you're talking about the monthly actually offering, becoming a distributor like we're doing, I first became a distributor to cover my marketing costs for my real estate business, because I said a one-time fee of $50, it's a no-brainer. And I said, I'm going to tell everybody about this product anyway, because it makes sense. And if I care about somebody, why wouldn't I want to help them in their business? Yeah. And then when I realized that it helps all businesses, I just didn't have to talk to real estate agents, I was really excited, because we all network every single day. And it's encouraging that we're getting to the point where our first goal is for this to cover our total investment of whatever we spend in real estate. And our goal is this year for that to happen. We're just starting to ramp up, doing more and more things like this. We're excited about 2018.
Well, you make a great point. I sponsored someone in Fort Collins, Colorado 4 months ago. Her name's Caleb. She's a KW agent. And in her mind, she signed up as a distributor, and she said, you know what, I just want to cover the cost of my marketing. And she's done that. She's built up a nice little team that's growing every week. And she's covering right now about 3/4 of her marketing, but in another 6 months, she'll be covering 100%. So she started really using send out cards very aggressively at the beginning of November, and has spent probably about $1,000 a month on sending out love and appreciation to her network. And she has written probably $2.5 million worth of listings. So she's got $75,000 in the bank that'll be coming to her over the next month, 6 weeks or so. And however long it takes, could take a day, could take 4 months to sell a home. But ultimately, she is loving send out cards. She's never been busier than since she started using send out cards, and she's paid for most of her marketing costs. So I think that's a great point to bring up, Mike. Well, hey, I really appreciate you hanging out with us and sharing your successes. I know that you're going to continue to use this and continue to grow your business and share it with others. And I just want to say thank you so much for spending some time with me on this webinar and educating other realtors on how to use this amazing system.
Thank you so much for having me.
Mike, you're awesome. I really appreciate it. You have a great night, and I look forward to helping you out and talking with you soon.
Great. Thank you.
All right. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.